And from his mouth came a sharp two-edged sword. Smite and truth, cut both ways. Promise you, today's the last day. I said that I would probably go to Friday and then I'll be going away from the Epstein files. Why? Because it's a mulligan. I honestly believe it's a mulligan. They're attempting to make a mulligan. However, that said, they're attempting to wipe the slate clean. Just throw a bunch of people under the bus. Violence begets violence, more violence begets more violence. Evil begets evil, and more evil begets more evil. Sharp two-edged sword comes from his mouth. Smite and truth cut both ways. The meek shall inherit the earth. We're not done. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit biblical on you, aren't you? Aren't I? A little bit scripturesque. I'm interpreting it. And how I'm interpreting it, not how it's being interpreted for me.
We got a lot to get to today. Let's start with this. By the way, yeah, I did get a haircut. People are saying, Clayton, where'd your hair go? She did a little.
You got high and tight.
She got a little high and tight on it. Yeah, so it's like, anyway. So
I like it.
You can see, when he gets this short, you can see the grays really well. You can see the gray zone right there. Anyway, thank you. And
I dig it. Girls like clean haircuts.
Clean haircuts?
Yeah.
Instead of all these teenagers look like broom mops right now. It's like a mess.
Yeah, I don't know why young girls are not telling them, please clean that up. That's how big weird.
Like, yeah. What do they call them? Llamas? Or?
We call them alpacas.
Alpacas.
In our head.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to the mall and every teenage boy looks like an alpaca.
It's so weird.
We have one.
We do. All right. Thank you guys for subscribing and being here on this Thursday. Great to see you guys. By the way, we will be doing Rumble Premium later in the show today. So after our normal content, we're going to hang out and just chit chat and hang out for all of our Rumble Premium subscribers. So again, the whole show is free. But at the end of the show, we flip that switch and then it'll just go to the Rumble Premium. So anyway, all right, let's get to the news. Well, another day, another round of shocking details in the Epstein documents. This time we've got more videos on how they secretly move people, little girls, materials around Epstein Island and Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. According to emails, Epstein was invited to join as a board member of Lifeboat Foundation, which specializes in building massive underground tunnels and bunkers. And according to the emails, Epstein was really kind of obsessed with building these tunnels under little St. James Island, constantly demanding work on them from 2009 up until about 2 months before his arrest. So after he had gotten out from his little work release prison time, why he had such a light sentence, Congressman Massey is still hoping to get the bottom of. If that was supposed to be a part of these Epstein document release, why did he get such a lenient sentence? But anyway, after he gets out of prison in his little work release program, he then immediately starts building these tunnels. And it becomes kind of obsessed with building these tunnels. And right up until, of course, he was arrested finally, and then the fake suicide. But here's just an example of Peggy Siegel, a Hollywood publicist, emailing him. So people knew about these tunnels. So this is 2018. Hey, I'm in New York all week. Things to do, or come see me, he writes to her. Dearest Jeffrey, I'm so sorry I missed your birthday. The good news is you're still younger than me, but do not look like it. Just kidding. For a silver fox, you are in tip-top shape. How have you been? What's up with the Caribbean island? Is the staff still sleeping in the tunnels? Have they retrieved all the furniture out of the ocean? Did you take photos? Are you presently rebuilding it? Okay.
That's not just, I just can't, a lot of times I'm like, could this be explainable in another way?
No.
I just don't think people have tunnels in their house.
No. And then when the Lifeboat Foundation specifically is reaching out to him, asking him or inviting him to be on their board, that raises a whole other series of red flags. Here's an email. Hey, Jeffrey, Can we say yes to this? Board members have big bio pages with website links. This could be very helpful for visibility. If I get your okay, I'll set it up. Jeff, we were wondering if you'd like to join the Lifeboat Foundation Advisory Board. We just had Ray Kurzweil and Nobel laureates Daniel Kahneman, et cetera, join the board. Would you would have some good company. So what is the Lifeboat Company? Well, they build bunkers. And if you go to their website, you'll see all sorts of like end of times related stuff. Like, we build bunkers for the rich and famous under there. But if you go to their website, it's kind of actually creepy. I spent quite a bit of time on there today. And like safeguarding humanity. And it's all about like human survival and all of these things. And visions for the future, and the human, future of the human race. And all of these things, and how you can be a part of this. It seems all very weird. Like, just if you go to this website, it's just very, very weird. So then we revealed inside the Epstein documents the tunnels and the trapdoor. We're not sure exactly where this trapdoor is leading to inside of the island, into some sort of a water passage or something underground. We don't.
You know what I'm saying? That's in a boat. That's fiberglass. People, that is fiberglass. That's a boat. That would be a catamaran, and that would be a ladder to climb down for scuba diving.
Know exactly how you get down to these tunnels, but then over 2 hours of video released inside the Epstein files showing these underground tunnel systems, like individuals walking through the tunnel systems, filming the tunnel systems, talking about it, presumably all underneath Epstein Island, because the beginning of the video shows the island, and then 2 hours of this type of footage, just walking in the corridors.
It might be there, I'm not saying it's not, but that could be anywhere. That could be in Burnie, down one of the telecom tunnels. Oh, Burnie got tunnels. Of course it has. Think about back in the day, before fibre optics, when they had a major conduit cable for each street, and each street had to splice off to each house with its own cable. How do you think they laid all that? Of course there's tunnels everywhere. That's inevitable. Back in the old telecom days. You go to one of those steel plates that's got 4 plates on it with the T on it, with the T on the plates. You lift those up and there's a ladder that goes down into a tunnel. From Conzi's club and his mansion all the way downtown in the line of all the properties that he owns follows a telecom tunnel. Ooh!
Walking among the tunnels, walking next to the pipes and all of those things. Now you remember, of course, some previous footage had been released with security camera footage. This was previous footage where you see like little kids in there scattered across the island in different photos, kids sitting on buckets inside of a section of the island. We're not unclear exactly where that is. Is it underground? Is it hidden in these tunnels? We don't exactly know. But it does certainly remind me of, they're not the only one. Think about like the Playboy Mansion, for instance, right? The massive tunnel structure underneath the Playboy Mansion. Like Hugh Hefner was really out in front of this. And thanks to Red Pill Drifter, by the way, for reminding me of this and posting these images. I forgot about this. And
I never knew it.
Yeah. And these images that would connect to, the northbound tunnel to Mr. Jack Nicholson's residence, James Caan's residence, and others. So these like tunnels that went from the Playboy Mansion to these like rich and famous celebrities inside of.
Okay, I'm about to blow you right out of the water. When I was a little kid, back in 1979, 1980, I was in a tunnel under Star of the Sea Primary School in Georgetown. When I was doing some work there, right up under the footpath.
Inside of Hollywood. So what were these tunnels being used for? I mean, what you can say is for sure is that he was obsessed with building them after he had been arrested initially. And after, of course, and he meets Steve Bannon, and they start this whole rehabilitation process, to move him away from being a pedophile. And then after that,
it sure as heck worked. We see the kind of caliber of people who he was able to keep company after being indicted and serving prison time for trafficking young girls. Again, it's Bill Gates, it's 2 reporters at the New York Times, it's a laundry list, everyone in elite universities. So yeah, that's one of the most successful rehabilitation campaigns I've ever seen.
Yeah, it seemed to have worked. And apparently it's worked so much so that the Department of Justice seems to not believe that there's any men involved with this entire process here. So here's Todd Blanche answering questions about will there be any prosecutions, like the men that are involved in this, the people that he was trafficking these girls to, inviting to his island, inviting to Zorro Ranch, involved in the entire process. Through all of the emails. Are any of those people, those men, going to be prosecuted? Watch his unbelievable response. Watch.
You said this is the end of the Epstein, of your review of the Epstein files. So, just to clarify, is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not? And then I have a quick follow-up.
You just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls? What does that mean? I don't understand what that means.
You don't understand what that means? Okay.
Oh, let me show you an email.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm just opining.
They're the men who abused the young women through Epstein's...
We said in July... and it remains as true today as it was in July. If we had information, we meaning the Department of Justice, about men who abused women, we would prosecute them, right? We talked about the work that we're doing. That's why I said that. I said this earlier. There's this built-in assumption that somehow there's this hidden tranche of information of men that we know about that we're covering up or that we're choosing not to prosecute. That is not the case. I don't know whether there are men out there that abuse these women. If we learn about information and evidence that allows us to prosecute them, you better believe we will. But I don't think that the public or you all are going to uncover men within the Epstein files that abuse women, unfortunately.
Okay, really?
Did they just... What? When they were redacting all the names, did they not read any of them?
It feels like they're not...
In Edward's mouth came a double-edged sharp sword. Smite and truth. Now, wouldn't you say that cuts both ways?
With the content. Yeah. Love the torture video. Who wrote that? What man is that? How about let's start with him?
And by the way, as someone pointed out in our chat room, rightly so, there's terabytes of these videos.
Yeah.
Right? Terabytes of these videos. From all of the security camera footage, everything under the tunnels and everything. You mean there's nothing? And who wrote the torture video emails? Who wrote, I can't wait to see the little girls?
Should I torture her or do her? Yeah, that was a man. That one was not redacted, actually. Why some men and not others, too?
And just so we're clear, right, Epstein cultivated an elite social circle. He procured at least 1,000, according to the reports, 1,000 underage girls, teens, young women who were subjected to repeated rape, sexual violence, torture. There's reports of killings as well. From him and his associates. So for Todd Blanche to be, what men are you talking about here? What men are you even talking about? And he's asking what men? It's just unbelievable here. And he's acting like that reporter is retarded or something.
Right. We can read that. There's an email that you may have seen circulating where he says, "I never thought I'd be able to kill somebody, but." And now look, we can all make jokes like that, "Oh my God, I'm gonna kill my husband," or that kind of thing.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna kill him for in colloquially. That's not a shocking. Don't act so offended.
Okay. Well, I just don't know if I need to prepare for something.
I absolutely have no motivation to kill my husband or desire.
On the record?
Okay. But in the context of how much violence that they have admitted to here, we don't know. So it's a valid question. Did someone die? Did you follow up on this one, on this instance between these two people, right?
So, yeah, that's one piece of the story. And the other piece of the story, while the mainstream media right now is focused on Trump making fun of Caitlin Collins, and they're like cleverly editing that video, leaving out the full context of it, by the way, they're totally ignoring the crazy revelations in the Epstein files. And honestly, this one stops you in your tracks. The email showed Jeffrey Epstein was openly working on cloning and building designer babies, gene editing. As far back as 2018, he was mapping it out in emails as a funding opportunity. In one email chain, researcher Brian Bishop sends Epstein a detailed plan to basically move from, quote, garage biology to the first... So, was it garage biology, the stuff they're doing in the tunnels?
I'm going to end it on that. And I'll leave a link. Excuse me, peanut butter. Cloning, eh? Dolly the sheep. If it has no soul and it has no certificate of registration of birth, then what is it? It's medical waste. What is it? Does something with that? Does a clone have human rights if it has no soul? Is it just a meat drone walking around, an object? Are these the bodies that they intend to inhabit with their Neuralink? Never thought of that, did you? I wore this one out, I'll just go get another one. Perhaps they're trying to work out if they can get clones to breed so that they can create a soul. Yeah, that's bound to end in hell. And the meek shall inherit the earth. Keep your eyes on the prize, people.